Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to my Riverdale chat. I'm gonna try to get in the chat room. I wasn't in here yet. I see that Allie is here. If you are here, then say hey. I think I started the right one. Maybe I started the wrong one. Can you guys see me? Let me know. Hi Eli, thanks for being here. Hopefully you can see me here. Oh yes, I see myself. I'm here. Need to adjust that maybe. Okay, hi William. Thank you for being here. So yes, I just watched this episode today because I didn't get to do the live reaction yesterday because of the 2-hour How to Get Away with Murder finale. But anyway, I enjoyed the episode. I still feel like, we don't have a ton of clues again. I feel like it's going to go the direction of making one of the adults Jason's killer, which is kind of annoying to me. It just seems like the last 2 weeks it's been really focused on talking about the secrets of the adults because everyone grew up there, everybody's parents grew up there, and it just seems like, it's going to be an adult. Now, this week they tried to make Betty's dad look really suspicious, and I'm sure that's probably a red herring, but that was the focus of this week. But we found out more stuff about Polly, a little bit more, and we're supposed to meet Polly in some way or form in next episode. So I'm finally excited to meet her. Again, I don't know if we're meeting her in present day or in flashbacks or what, but hi, Ralph, and hi, Ashley. Thank you so much for being here. But thank goodness we're going to meet her because we've heard about her for 5 weeks now and we still haven't seen the girl at all. We actually saw her as a child in some flashback video this week, but she's such a mysterious character. I still don't know exactly what's going on with her, but we found out that she was engaged to Jason. And he gave her like his grandmother's ring. And let's just talk a little bit about Cheryl's family. I mean, I thought she was bad and crazy, but oh my God, her family is terrible, especially her mom. They're just awful, terrible, rude people. And I did kind of feel a tad bit sorry for Cheryl because her mom is like abusive. Hi, Firkin. Hi, Cooper. Yeah, I know we're 5 episodes in, and I think we have 15 for this season, and there's no split, right? So I know, but I like to theorize, and it's still hard for me to do that. I know it's a new show, but I feel like when I started watching other new shows, like maybe Scream, for example, it was easier earlier on to pick out who's the suspect. Again, I think Scream has much shorter seasons. So Ralph is thinking more and more that Mrs. Blossom killed Jason, which, if it's the case, annoying because she was, wait, Blossom. Oh, no. Okay, his mom. I thought we were talking about, what's her name? Betty's mom. Okay, so actually Cheryl and Jason's mom. Did their mom kill Jason? Now, what do you think would be her motive for killing him? I mean, she is so creepy and terrible. Honestly, I was kind of halfway falling asleep watching it just because I was tired from staying up last night. Not because this episode was boring, but when Jughead and Betty were like in Jason's room snooping around, and then when the grandmother like said something to them, I jumped because I was like, oh my God, like I didn't expect her. Nobody did to be in the corner, and it was kind of funny. But hi, Callie, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I mean, again, we know we did find out who took down the murder board. Again, throwing major shade at Betty's dad, but he has some past drama because Jason's great-grandfather killed Jason's great-grandfather killed his grandfather. So there's that drama there. Yeah, so we still don't know, why did Jason try to run away? Obviously, if I had parents like that, I'd be running too, but there's a bigger reason. The one dude was trying to make him out to be a drug dealer. Not sure if that is true. William says you really don't want a parent killing Jason. You want one of the teens to have done it. Me too. But I think when we do start, putting theories together, we're really going to have to think of all of these different parents, and there's a bunch of them. We're getting to know Cheryl and Jason's parents this week. We may get to know other people as the time goes on, but they're slowly bringing in more of a focus on the parents, I feel like. I don't know what was the deal with Archie's music teacher. I feel like he had some kind of connection to Miss Grundy because as soon as he mentioned Miss Grundy's name, the dude was like, nope, we can't have any more lessons. I can't help you. It was really weird. And I think it was something in the past that had, she had dealt with this other music teacher. I don't know. So Allie says, after this episode, I'm even more convinced that Jason really loved Polly. That her theory Allie's theory. You think that he wanted to fake his death to run away with Polly, and the engagement supports that theory. So yeah, definitely. But I'm wondering if there's something more to this. Actually, Polly's parents knew she was engaged, so that was interesting, but Betty just didn't know. Jesse says Cheryl and Jason's mom seemed so focused on their image. Maybe she didn't like that he was going to marry Polly. Definitely there was some issues there because their family has had past drama, including a murder. So I can definitely see why both sides were not happy about this engagement. Tobin, yes, I'm really enjoying the show. I have no complaints about it. The only thing I keep saying is that I'm not ready to say, I think it's this person or I think it's that person. I'm not at the point where I can make theory videos still. I think there's a lot of potential for next week's episode when we in some way meet Polly. I'm really excited to see how that pans out. And what exactly is going on with her? Did she have a breakdown or was she sent away? Yeah, that's another thing that I keep getting a lot of comments on is Mr. HOD is saying that you believe she's pregnant. Maybe they got engaged because she was pregnant. We don't really have anything to make us, really concrete believe that. But that is a reason some people might get sent off. It's kind of antiquated, but, everyone's family here is really weird. William thinks he was trying to run off to be with Polly and their child. So another person who thinks that Polly was pregnant. William also says, you think when Betty's dad said she was going to be gone until she was sick, until she was no longer sick? That's a really good point. Downton Abbey, I was like, there's another show that has that theme. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but Downton Abbey has a similar scenario where someone has to go away for something and ends up they're pregnant, and no one really knows why they're away, but it's like, hush, hush. Of course, this was back in the early 1900s where, being pregnant and not being married was serious. And to some people, it is still very serious. And so, it's weird because Riverdale is kind of like in the 50s, but it's in present day. It's weird because the setting is like the 50s. Ralph says that Riverdale is very Scream on MTV when it comes to mystery, well written and exciting. Yeah, I really enjoy the characters. I do get major Scream vibes when I watch it, and I think that we will have more surprises and more development of suspects and everything as time goes on because this show has longer seasons than Scream, so they can't give too much away in every episode. Yeah, I'm with Allie. I like William's theory. I think that's really good. Mr. HOD says Betty's dad, you think, killed Jason. That's definitely what they wanted us to believe in this episode, but I always feel like, when they point the finger at somebody, just like they tried to make her mom look absolutely insane, which I think she is insane, but I still don't think she's the killer. It's not that person. That's usually how these types of teen horror shows go. Whoever looks really obviously, guilty is not that person. Kim thinks that Betty and Polly's dad killed him. Another person who thinks that. I really don't think that either. We just talked about that. Mr. HOD says, do I think they will go supernatural? Right. So with the comics, we have the potential to introduce the supernatural element into the show. I don't know. I haven't read any articles whether they, explain this one way or the other, but I feel like it won't. I'm kind of hoping it won't, but I know for those of you who love the comics, maybe you are hoping it'll go that way. Again, I've only read like one or two, which is really bizarre that I did because I don't usually read comics, but I remember reading some Betty and Veronica's a long time ago, and I like them. But yeah, I don't know if it'll go that route. I'm kind of hoping personally that it won't. Ben did like this episode, but did definitely feel like filler to me, nothing too interesting. Yeah, I'm with you. I think we had a lot of Grundy drama last week, but I feel like this episode and last were kind of like no big reveals, nothing huge. I mean, the only thing I feel like we really figured out was that we learned that Polly was engaged to Jason. I feel like that's pretty much it. Jesse says in the promo for the next episode, they talk about a car and how it is a crime scene. You know what's weird? I downloaded this on iTunes and I could not find the promo. I guess I could have gotten on YouTube and watched it, but I haven't seen it. So I don't know. Maybe the car that they use, I guess they drove out there, not Polly, but Cheryl and Jason. I don't know. I really don't know, actually, how that's involved. Cooper says, what do I think of Archie and Valerie? Right. So there was definitely some foreshadowing there. Like, something romantic might happen between them. I feel like something might. It definitely seemed that way. I also got some vibes about Betty and Jughead. It definitely seemed like there could be something going on there. I know that doesn't follow the comics in that way, but they're probably not going to follow them. Absolutely. Allie says Mrs. Blossom touching Archie's hair was creepy. Absolutely. Very creepy. And also I found it was weird because this woman hates like everyone. And when he came to present her with the jersey, I thought she was going to be like rude because she's rude to everyone. But she was really nice to him in the worst way possible. Like she was in love with him or something. It was weird. William says they have said they won't go supernatural. Okay, thank you. But when Sabrina is brought in, who is the teenage witch, they will make it more realistic. Ralph says, unlike Scream, you hope we get to see the backstory with the parents instead of just snippets. I think where this show is probably hoping to be on for some time, that they could really delve into I would like to see, honestly, I think it would be cool if they did flashbacks of those parents as teens and showed us what exactly happened. What is this drama? Why do certain people dislike certain people? Obviously, everyone dislikes Hermione and her husband. They are just not popular, but I still don't have a good sense of what her dad did to people or what the reason they don't like this woman. Like, I need more about that. So maybe we'll get that in flashback form. Mr. HOD is wondering if Jason isn't their son. I mean, with the red hair, you would think he is, but hey, maybe you're saying that Archie could be the son. They could have been switched to birth or something. I don't know. King of Kings, thank you so much for being here. Glad to see you again. Kim says, could Betty's dad be the twins' father too? Okay, so we're having a lot of people thinking along the same lines here. Hey, I don't know. I mean, I think they're setting us up for a lot of drama, especially involving the past stuff that the parents have been into. Hi, Maria. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. HOD wishes Grundy comes back for their relationship to help with the killing. Like they're not even asking Archie more questions. Oh, so you want to see more from her to see if she's involved, I guess, in Jason's murder. Yeah, so because that has kind of been dropped, and I'm wondering, I feel like she might come back, but I don't know. Firkin liked Jughead and Betty. I did too. I actually thought they were really cute. I like them a lot. I felt something was going to happen there, but I don't know. We saw Kevin, but we didn't see Kevin's love interest. I know he'll come back, though. Firkin. Yeah, Maria, we just talked about that a few minutes ago when Jason's mom was like touching Archie's face and said he looked so much like Jason. It was really weird. And it wasn't just like, oh, you kind of look like my son. It was almost like you look like my lover or something. I don't know, but I do know that Cheryl, the actress who plays Cheryl, said that they were trying to imply that there was something going on, maybe not physically, but she actually liked her brother more than you should like your brother. So for those of you who got those vibes, that was supposed to be there. Just creepy. William says, you think the ending of the season will go as we, the audience, figures out the killer and everyone else in the show doesn't. So that's going to be interesting because we know that the killer will be revealed at the end of the season. We don't know in which way. Could it be that way where the cast doesn't know, but we know? I don't know. Or are they going to not make the Jason murder like an overlying mystery of the whole series? Will they move on to some sort of other mystery next season? So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I kind of do like it when we have the inside track, but the people on the show are in the dark. I think that's kind of interesting. Callie says there's a theory about Miss Grundy being an imposter. Well, we know okay, so you think maybe she's a villain from the comics. The problem here is that I don't follow those comics enough to speculate like who she could be from the comics, but that would be interesting, sure. I mean, I do really, really dislike her, but hey, no one's going to like a villain. So if they want to bring her back in the form of some other villain from the comics, I'm down with that. Something is up. I mean, they still talked about her in this episode. So she's not completely gone yet. Allie says also, what if Grundy had some kind of relationship with Jason? I definitely think that went down. And he broke up with her because of Polly, and Grundy got with Archie. Yeah, I definitely think this is what happened. I mean, she apparently wants to be with any young guy, but apparently she does like gingers. So I think that definitely played into the fact that she wanted to be with Archie because whatever she had with Jason ended. Mr. HOD asked, would I want one of the main characters to be killed in the finale to change and shake the show? Yeah, I'm always down for that. I mean, I hate it when it's someone I really like, but I think it's always bold if it makes sense. If a show is, bold and strong enough to kill off one of the main characters and then still survive and still be a popular show, The only time I think that didn't work, at least it didn't work for me, was in Showtime's Homeland. I actually quit watching the series because of an incident like that. And I know it's had a few more seasons since I quit watching, but I'm not going to say what happened in case you're wanting to watch or you are watching it and you're not to that point. But that killed the show for me when this person was killed. So sometimes it goes the opposite way. But so far, I mean, I feel like if any of the people died, I wouldn't be devastated, but I'm not, we just started the show, so I'm not really invested in them yet. Ralph says Blossom's great-great-grandfather. Okay, so it's great-greats. Okay, so great-great-grandfather killed Cooper's great-great-grandfather over maple syrup. Yes. This is what I hate each other. And then that Sweet River or Creek or whatever, was because it's like the maple capital of the state or something. Interesting. Sweetwater or something. Yeah, Sweetwater Creek or whatever. Yes. So we had sort of a mention of that serpent motorcycle gang with the actual serpent in the diner, which is funny. Not really funny, but weird. Obviously, these people aren't going to leave Hermione alone. What do I think about Cheryl and Veronica? Well, Fergus, I kind of I don't know. I think Cheryl's probably not a terrible person. Like, we know she's a bad person, but I think she acts a lot of the way that she does because she's been mistreated a lot by her family and her mom especially. So I kind of find their friendship cute, but I could definitely see Cheryl stabbing Veronica in the back. Like, we really can't trust this girl because she has a lot of issues, but I really enjoyed them, especially in this episode. Allie quit watching Grey's Anatomy because your favorite character was killed off. Yes, you were so mad at Shonda. I don't watch Grey's Anatomy, but I know how you feel. I mean, I was so invested in this character from Homeland that I freaked out. Like, I had to turn the TV off. I was like, oh my God, because I saw them kind of going there and I was like, they're going to save him at the last minute, and they didn't. And it was just like, you're kidding me. Like, he was my absolute favorite. See if you can you hear me now? This is awful. Well, okay, so you can hear me now, hopefully. Okay, great. YouTube, you're not working with me today. I'm still trying to answer this question that I've been trying to answer for like 5 minutes. Yeah, try refreshing. Refresh if you cannot hear me. All right, so I like Betty and Veronica a lot. Actually, I like Archie. This is a hard question. I'm not answering it correctly. Gosh, the most disliked characters. I mean, Cheryl's mom, she has to be up there. Cheryl's mom and Betty's mom. Ugh, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Anyway, I'm sorry. If you were in the How to Get Away with Murder chat, we had even more issues, and not all of them were YouTube related, so I do apologize. Sometimes this system just doesn't work well, which makes me glad that I do my reactions not live anymore, because these are when you have like a big reveal coming up and this thing just, doesn't work, it's the worst. And it always used to cut out right when like someone major died or something, this would go down. I swear they were watching. Yeah, so the moms are awful, and they're just like, I mean, they're really almost like comical. They're so awful. It's just like, nobody's mom is that awful, right? Because you guys are just absolutely terrible. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about episode 6 for a long time, so I'm really excited about this. And I'm hoping they don't let us down, because we're supposed to meet Polly, and I hope it's not like, hey, it's like a 2-minute flashback. I want like the whole episode to be devoted to Polly, honestly. Yeah, I agree with you, Allie, that Betty and Jughead were sweet in this episode. I just really like their dynamic. And I don't think, for some reason, I'm forgetting the guy she went on the date with. Like, I don't feel like she really likes him in that way. I think she was just trying to get info from him, which is, she's just trying to find out information. I don't think there was anything more to it. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like for the first time there was something up with Betty and Jughead, or there might be something up. Callie says, what if Betty's gone to create rumors that she is pregnant so people would think that she is a girl when she's actually transsexual, so she killed Jason? I don't know. You mean Betty? Like, I don't know if they would go that far. I mean, I don't know. To me, that sounds kind of like Pretty Little Liars. I don't know if they would go down that route, but it reminds me of Cece on Pretty Little Liars, but I don't know. Ralph says that Archie and Val have great chemistry. I thought so. I really thought so. What did I think about the scene between Archie and Cheryl's mom, which I think I've talked about a couple times, but it creeped me out completely. It was weird. And to me, it was almost in a way that it wasn't like she was looking at someone who looked like her son. Like, it was like she was looking at someone who was her lover or something. I don't know. That was weird. That whole family apparently is just really messed up in the head, especially with Cheryl kind of considering her brother as like a boyfriend or something. I know. I like Val, and we've really not gotten to know her until this episode, obviously. But she's very, positive, like a positive influence. She's the opposite from Grundy. It's really good he has someone like that in his life who is pushing him about his music. I mean, he's not even going to pursue being the quarterback of the football team. So, or the captain, I'm sorry. So yeah, I think that's great. I think it's great for him to have someone to motivate him in that way. Allie says Archie's mom is a ginger, but from what you've heard, so maybe the mom is related to the Blossoms. It was interesting because, and I'm sure this is kind of just like a show mistake, but I was looking at Cheryl's mom's hair, and you can okay. Oh wow, I'm blue. There's some serious issues today. Oh my God. It hasn't been this bad in forever. Look at it. I'm in blue. Do I look blue to you guys? I know I'm blue. Like, you guys know that my house is not blue, so it's YouTube. YouTube's playing a lot of tricks on me. Marlene, leave me alone. We haven't even gotten back to pretty. I mean, Marlene, I thought we made up. Oh, look, I think it's back to the right color. What I was gonna say is Cheryl's mom, not a natural ginger, which, I mean, I don't know why this was a mistake. It has to be, because when she was like kind of putting her head down and talking to Cheryl on Jason's bed, I just saw black roots, like a lot of black roots. And it's like, woman, this is not good. It's not her fault, but it's like a show mistake. Like, please dye her hair better, because everyone's supposed to be naturally ginger. And she's obviously got really dark hair. It was just funny to me. Okay. But anyway, I'm so sorry. Like, tonight is not that. We've actually had some good luck for these live chats until now. But if you have been with me for a while, like last year, we had a lot of drama with the live chats cutting out, like a lot of drama. So, but anyway, just to let you guys know, I will have a more in-depth video where I just sit down and chat about this week's episode. It won't be a theory video because I don't have any theories yet. Hopefully I will, whenever. Not going to worry about it, but just, with my thoughts about the episode, because some people enjoy watching that more than trying to watch one of these kinds of things or a reaction video. So I'll have that up tomorrow. And I'm almost at 6,000 subscribers finally. So if you have been watching and haven't subscribed, or if you're just now seeing me and haven't subscribed, very much appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. You can check below in the info box, in the down bar. You can see all the shows that I'm doing and what days they are going to be live and when the live shows are and reaction shows and all of that. So that would be great. Ralph always has theories, so you can tell me now. That is good. I like to hear your theories. They're always wonderful. I mean, I feel like you kind of figured out how to get away with murder. Like you were closer than me, which I don't know. I used to be able to figure it out, and now I'm feeling really sad because this is the first time I haven't been close at all. But how are we going to be close when you don't even know the person? William says this shows yes, the families on this show definitely are like Pretty Little Liars. Cheryl's is like Allison's, Betty's is like Spencer's, and yes, and Veronica is like the Marins, because yes, all of these parents on both shows have a lot of issues, you know, a lot of past drama, a lot of drama for when they were younger, you know. Callie says, what would be scary would be all of those terrible moms. You know what I just thought of? All those terrible moms in a romantic relationship. Honestly, I think that they should do, for those of you who watch Pretty Little Liars, someone should lock all of those moms into the basement like they did on Pretty Little Liars, but then actually never let them out. So they're like off the show. Of course, I'm just joking because we need that kind of drama, I guess, on this show. We can't have everyone be like super nice. But yeah, How to Get Away with Murder. I know this is not what you guys are here for, but it wasn't fair because not one person could figure it out. So, but the fact that you got that her dad was involved it was good. Because I didn't get that. But anyway, but that's not why we're here. But yeah, so we have a couple minutes left. I don't really feel like there was much else in the episode that we need to discuss that we haven't, but maybe you have a theory that you want to share in the last couple of minutes, or something we haven't talked about that we need to talk about. Go ahead. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was an okay episode. Not my favorite, but not bad. And we have a lot more. And I think I asked you guys this. I don't know the answer, but maybe one of you do. Do we have the rest of these episodes all in a row, or are they going to take a break like a lot of the other shows we watch? Or are we just going to keep going with them? Because I think there's 15 in this season, right? Okay. So, Deja, what did you think about the episode? I'd be interested to find out in these last couple of minutes here. Return of the MC says, do I think season 2 of Riverdale will continue the murder mystery theme? That's what we're trying to figure out. I don't know, because we do find out the killer in this season finale. So I don't know. We don't know if it's like going to be revealed to everyone on the show, all the characters on the show, or if it's just going to be revealed to the viewers and they don't know. So I'm not sure if it can carry over or not. Okay. Ralph has asked me what I think about the American Horror Story season 7 election theme. I think it has a lot of promise. I could see a lot of people disliking it. It seems like they're very into making American Horror Story time relevant and, you know, about social. I mean, last season was definitely about a social statement, pretty much about things that were going on. And now I feel like they're trying to make a social statement about the current state of our country and the election that we just went through in the US. So I don't know how many similarities we're going to have, but I could see it being something that goes either way. Like, I'm interested in it, but I could also see a lot of people getting angry, and I can just envision doing these videos and people wanting to fight and say crazy things in the comments. I don't know. For some reason, that was a series that I covered where people were just unfiltered and completely crazy in the comments and just wanted to fight all the time. Very weird. Yeah, Deja thought it was just an okay episode. I agree. Monique says Jason and Polly are like Romeo and Juliet, forbidden love due to families fighting. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Although they didn't kill themselves, we don't think. Or at least I don't think Polly's going to do that. William thinks it will go The Purge. Yeah, if you saw the latest Purge, it's definitely, which was weird because it came out before all of her presidential election stuff, but it was kind of like that, you know? So I like The Purge. I'm a fan of The Purge. Callie says an episode focused on Romeo and Juliet would be interesting. Kenny as Mercutio. Yes. they kind of lied about Freak Show being involved. Notice after they got signed for 3 seasons, then Ryan changed the theme. Oh, so you're thinking maybe they'll change the theme? I don't know. Anything could happen, I guess. You think Archie could be related to the Blossoms, says Firkin. Yeah, there may be something more there because that whole scene with Cheryl's mom was really weird. Amy really liked this episode. You actually really enjoyed Archie's plotline. I did. I liked his plotline, and I think that he's a really good choice for that character. And I mean, he actually looks a lot like the guy from the comics, honestly. Something we should mention, yes, Polly did attempt to kill herself, but it wasn't like, I guess it wasn't a suicide pact because she was in her bathroom alone, but it wasn't like a suicide pact like Romeo and Juliet, but interesting. So Fernandine says Veronica's mom and Archie's dad's story seems to follow that of Dan and Serena's parents in Gossip Girl. And I think the writers of this are from Gossip Girl and Vampire Diaries, and I do get so many Gossip Girl vibes too. This show is like a lot of shows that I've watched being intertwined, but I feel like Veronica in that situation and her background is very, I can't think of her name, the dark-haired girl from Gossip Girl. It's very similar, you know, reminiscent of that. So there's no break. Thank you, Firkin. And William thinks that Archie is the Blossoms' cousins. There's something up, probably. Not just, you know, the big clue is that they're all gingers, but you know. Yes, Deja, I think the most interesting thing that came out of this episode was that Jason and Polly are engaged. So excited to find out more. Blair, thank you. I really like Gossip Girl, and for some reason it was one of those shows, just like Vampire Diaries, that I got behind on, and I stopped watching because I just got busy, not because I hated it or anything. And I never saw how either of them, I know Vampire Diaries is still on, it's almost over, but I never even watched Gossip Girl to the end, which is disappointing because I was really, really into that one for a while. And Vampire, I was like obsessed with those. Ralph says the question is, was Polly already sent away when Jason died, or did she witness it? Right. So they almost make it sound like she was already away because they said when she had a setback when she found out what happened to Jason, like she was already doing better. It's kind of what Betty said. But is she a part of that in some way? I don't know. Okay. I wanted to say bye. Yeah, I know we're having difficulties. I don't know why. I just got a message from YouTube saying we're having difficulty. Okay, YouTube just sent me a pop-up, which I've never seen before, and they're like, you're having difficulties. Yes, I am. It's because of you. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. This has been a disastrous day for live chats. It's not normally like that, so if this is your first one, come back next week. It probably will not be like that. But if you came to this late, or if I just missed your comment because I was off of the show half the time, this will be up on my channel in like 5 minutes, so you can comment there. I reply to everyone. I'm still going through a lot of I'm almost caught up, but I have comments from last night's How to Get Away with Murder, and then the chat and everything. So I try to get to everyone. If I don't reply to you, you can always let me know, like in one of these chats or on social media or something, because something's probably wrong if I don't reply to you. I reply to everyone. But I hope you guys have a really good weekend and check out my videos that go live tomorrow. Thanks for sticking with me through all the technical drama. Let's hope we don't have that again. Bye, guys.